Hi everybody, and welcome back here to my little fly tying bubble. Today I would like to introduce you to a system I've designed that I've called the Pro Trout system. Now the Pro Trout system is a system of different kinds of designs so that you can make the most common bugs in a fairly quick and really effective, realistic looking way. Now what we're going to introduce to you today is the Scud, or the Gammarus. And this is taped in real time, and you'll see that in 5 minutes you can tie a really effective fly. I use this Gammarus, or the Scud, in both saltwater and freshwater, and it is deadly effective. The trout is eating it like it was nothing. They don't even look at it, they just take it. So let's start, and let me show you how simple it is. Thank you. Now for this Gammarus, I'm going to use the Mustard C47SD in a size 4. This is a very good hook because the Duratin coating of the hook is very, very durable when you fish saltwater. I'm going to use this fly in the saltwater. So the thread is Benechi, 8/0, black. Now for the antennas, I've chosen bronze MALLARD. This is you can leave those out if they're really not that, they don't have much to say for the performance of the fly, but I like it anyway. I place that on top, make sure that it goes directly on top of the fly, spread them out a little bit, and secure it just approximately 1 centimeter of the hook shank. Then just remove it. Now the first thing we're going to mount is the Pro Gammarus shell, because this is what, to finalize the fly, will go on top of everything. So I'll just peel it off. It's easy, it's cut off by the sides, so you just have to cut it off at the ends, and then I'll tie it on top with the eyes towards the hook band and secure it with a few wraps. Now this is a very strong piece of vinyl, so it'll stretch quite a bit. Now I'm going to use a dubbing loop for the body material, because this will make the body a lot stronger and I can control the tapering. And I want the Gammarus to be thickest at the middle, so I make a loop 2 times round the loop to make them sit nice and tightly together, and I go all the way backwards to my exit point. And then just let the front go forward and park the loop. We're going to use that later. So I'm going to tie in the ribbing, same as on the Pro Shrimp. It's a MONOFILAMENT nylon, 0.16 millimeter. Just put that underneath. This is also going to be used to finish off the fly, so we're going to park that as well. This you don't want to go all the way to the exit point, because we want the first wrap of the monofilament to go behind the eyes. Just pull it forward and locking it down so that it will stay in place and cut away the snippet. Now as a little bit of glitter effect, I'm going to use MIRAGE tinsel in the size large. I'm going to tie that on top. This is going to be underneath the Gammarus shell, just to give a little bit of glitter effect. When the fly is tilting through the water, it will give a little bit of bling bling. For saltwater sea trout fishing, this is very, very effective. Forward, remove the bit, and now it's time to put on some dubbing material. Just make sure that everything is out of the way. Now for the body material, I'm going to use Pro SALMO Supreme dub in the color Fiery Brown. Now just pull that dubbing apart so that it'll become an even mass. Very good dubbing for multi-purpose use, and you can use it for salmon flies and coastal flies as well. So very good dubbing. So I'm going to pull it in the ends to get the cigar-shaped profile out of the dubbing loop. Just make sure that the majority of material is at the center of the loop. and spin it. Now you can see it's a lot thicker in the middle. Oh, just have to make everything so nothing gets trapped. And there's a lot of material in the middle. Give it a little bit of work over with the Velcro brush, just to make the fibers stand out a little bit. We're going to use those for legs. So, and then it's, oh, there was one there. And then it's time to start wrapping. Now you're going to place the wraps just beside each other. The first 2 wraps goes behind the monofilament ribbing that you can see sticking out there. And then just give it one. Make sure that it's behind and pull the fibers out. And then you're going to pull the nylon ribbing back. And we're going to go forward, just placing the wraps just beside each other. This will create a cigar shape that we want the Gammarus to be highest just below the hook bend. Go a little bit forward with the thread, pull the fibers back, continue to make tight wraps all the way forward, pull the fiber back, and yeah, and we're going to lock it with the main thread. Now pull everything backwards, give it a few locking wraps, and pull the loop to the rear of the fly. This will lock it very tightly. It will not come off. Make a little head and give it a Velcro treatment to pull any trapped fibers out. Now we're going to trim this a little bit, so you can use the offcuts for more flies. It's no problem. Now cut it off at the top of the fly. This is to make it more easy to pull down the mylar and everything. It's just easier when it's flat on top. Take the Mirage tinsel and pull it forward. Make sure that it sits exactly on top. This is going to give a very nice effect when we pull the Gammarus shell forward. Pull it back, lock it, and cut away the remains. Now we're going to take the Gammarus shell, make sure that it goes directly on top, and lock it down. Now this looks kind of realistic with the body segmentation and the mylar underneath. Now we're going to secure everything so nothing gets off when we go forward with the ribbing. Now it's starting to take shape, but it's going to be trimmed a little bit more. So I'm going to pull the fibers up and got to cut it in an angle about 45 degrees. This will make it a lot easier when I go forward with the ribbing. And then I'll just, with open turns, you can see the eyes and the head of the Gammarus, the domed eyes. And then I'm going to go forward in fairly open turns, making sure that no fibers is getting caught in the monofilament ribbing. This is going to be a very strong fly with this construction because the monofilament is very, very strong, and it will keep everything together when you fish that fly hard. Now pull back and lock the monofilament ribbing with the tang thread, pulling it back. Just make a nice small head here and cut off the ribbing. Now we're going to take off the snippet of the Gammarus shell that was used to attaching it to the head. Going to give it a little bit of Velcro so that if there's any trapped fibers in there, it will be pulled out when we're going to trim it for the final result. See those flash fibers, it will really give a nice effect in the water. And now I'm going to trim it close towards the point of the hook. Now you can see the shape. It's starting to look like a Gammarus. Trim the legs in the front of the fly quite short, like in the real life Gammarus. It has short legs in the front. Pull it down. See that everything is okay. And now it's time to seal the fly. We're going to use just a little bit of Sabagap on the tying thread here. That will never come up. Cut away the thread. Check that everything is okay. See that the bronze mallard is working nicely as whiskers. So now that was a really quick, fast, easy tie, but you'll be surprised how effective these small buggers are. And you can fish them as the one fly you're fishing with, or you can use it as a secondary, where you have a shrimp further out the leader, and approximately 2 foot or half a meter up the leader you have one of these. So I hope you got a little bit inspired. Go to my website, prosportfisher.com, for further information on the Pro Trout system, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.